So it's now the end of the fifth week. It's been a week since I've done any updates on the 64 litre father fish budget setup. Nothing much has changed. I've taken out the bladder snail. I'll put him in the little 19 litre shrimp tank. We've had a explosion of babies, and we've kind of been taking them out with a beer glass and putting them into the 19 litre and 100 litre that I set up. The 100 litre has only been set up a few days, so it hasn't really cleared yet. And it was just kind of threw together somewhere to put the fry, really. There's still fry in here. They're normally hanging about on top of that filter, but I can't see any at the minute, but there are still fry in this tank, although they've been greatly reduced. Starting to see some algae on this front glass, so we may clean the glass next week. We'll leave it at the minute. We were kind of hoping that we would start seeing some nice broods of baby shrimp there, but haven't seen any at all. Seen the odd one, and then the following day you see nothing. So whether the fish are eating the shrimp or not, I don't know. But everything is going well. The Elodia is still lovely and green, and it's now reached about a third away across the tank. The stargrass, Zeustiiflora, Floria, whatever you like to call it, common name stargrass, it's reached the surface and is starting to fold over and go along the surface, so it's done very well. There's one new leaf on that piece of Anubis, or one new leaf on that piece of Anubis. There's a couple of new leaves on the bigger piece. That grew reasonably well from 4 leaves up to 8. No idea what that's called. That's in my big tank, and it's actually not growing in my big tank in gravel, so I may have some more bits of that to put in here some stage. The shrimp are all seem to be doing reasonably well, although, as I say, I would have thought I would have had babies by now. It's a nice saddled female, and anyway, we'll see what happens. Plenty of algae for babies anyway. There's a few little ram's horn snails in here that I've seen going about. I took Mario the bladder snail out. I got some guppy grass, and there was 2 ram's horns on the guppy grass. So there was 2 ram's horns, one there, one up the top, being attacked by a shrimp. So we put the bladder snail in here as well. I don't actually see him now at the moment, but he's in there somewhere. I can't see him now at the minute, but he is in there somewhere. There's about 30, anywhere between 30 and 40 white cloud fry that we've put in this tank. Some snail eggs there. There looks to be some on the end of the filter as well. We did take out the bigger filter out of this 19 litre, and we're actually using it in the bigger tank that we've just set up for the fry. Well, there's a load of shrimp in here. Now this tank hasn't cleared yet, and all we've done in this one is we've put in the bigger sponge filter that we had in the 19 litre. Wasn't really necessary to have that size of a filter in a 19 litre tank anyway. It's 200 litre sponge filters. Anyway, all we've done is we've chucked in some Indian almond leaf. We took out our piece of bogwood with our Java moss growing on it, and we got another pot and we split it into three, and we just put it on them 3 pieces of sandstone with elastic bands for quickness. And in the back we threw a whole lot of coontail or hornwort or whatever you like to call it. It should explode. We have loads of it there, but it's hard to get a few good bits out of it, because it's not the right time of year like for it, but we have loads of it, so we just have a dish full of it here and we're picking out some of the best bits. When we chuck it in, the shrimp do a fine job of cleaning it up, so most of that only went in today, so it's not really clean yet. That's a bit there, it was minging with old brown glaire and everything that the shrimp have now all cleaned up lovely. Coontail, you don't plant it, you just throw it in. Even if you try to plant it, it won't root. And the stems will just break off and it'll just float about the tank anyway. Our little hair grass in our 19 litre has started to turn lovely and green, so it looks to be doing okay in there. It's really greened up nicely, so that's it. We'll do some more updates on this. This is 100 and, well, it's a 1, 2, 3, an aquel or an aqua eel, aqua L, whichever way you like to see it. It's a 1, 2, 3, so it's about 120 litres there. It's a lovely shape of a tank there. It's got good height and good depth ratio, but it just hasn't cleared up yet. It will do in a few days there. We may help it along a bit by squeezing one of the sponges out of the tropical tank into it to seed the filter a wee bit. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We have loads of kind of greeny yellow shrimp in here. There's 1 or 2 really nice dark green jade shrimp in here. There's a lot of kind of like ghost looking shrimp as well. They're a very little colour, so there's a few yellows, but they're not great yellows, but we may take them and put them in to the 19 litre with the other yellows. There's a nice yellow there. So we may take some of these out. I can't see the really dark one at the moment, but As these have babies, we may find some more really dark ones. We may set up a little tank of dark green shrimp. You don't often see dark green or jade green, as they call them, shrimp. So be nice to have a tank full of them. But we'll see how it goes. We're not really that bothered. This tank is mainly for the white cloud fry, of which there's millions of them there. I don't know whether you can see them or not. It's hard to focus on them, so there is millions, and there could be 50, 60, even 100 of them white cloud fry in here. There really is a lot of them, so as they get a wee bit bigger, they'll be a lot easier to estimate how many there are, but there is a lot of them anyway, so don't know what we're going to do with them at the moment, but at the moment we're going to rear them up to a reasonable size, and then we may put some into our big 700 litre tank. We may give them all away. I may feed them to the goldfish. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do with them yet, but we're going to rear a few of them anyway, see what happens. That's it from the budget fish tanks. That tank there cost me, I had the sponge filter, and I had the gravel. I got the sandstone free out of Home Base and Dairy. It's closing down, so I got them three bits of sandstone, just picked them up out of the thing, and I says, "You're hardly going to charge me for these?" And she says, "No, take them with you." So that's it. Coon tail, nothing. Pot of Java moss. So I can't remember now whether I paid 70 euros for this tank or 80 euros. I can't honestly remember, but it came with a heater and two filters. One filter's a Fluval 2 and the other one is a Aqua Eel filter that supposed to have came with the tank. So two reasonably good filters that would cost you the price of what I paid for the tank if you had to buy them. Sure, even a heater these days, 30 quid, 30 euros for a 100-watt heater, like. So it was a good deal, I thought. So anyway, we wanted something to put some white cloud fry in, so this is what we bought anyway. So place is getting a bit full of tanks now at the minute. We have a little tiny 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 litre tank out in the shed there. I don't know what it is, gallon and a half, 2 gallons. We may take it in and sit it in the gap there where the condiments are when I take out that dish again, once I've picked the best bits of that coon tail out of it. And we may sit it there and split that airline that's going in there, split it and put another tiny sponge filter in the little 2 gallon or 10 litre aquarium. Then if we see any nice jades, we might throw them in there. I know I was putting some yellows in here, and I know that one really nice jade went into this tank by mistake. So that wee tank has, that's the Fluval 19 desktop. It's a lovely wee tank, that. And anybody looking to keep a betta or... Now, granted, I broke the filter out of this one. I broke the built-in filter because it's not very fry or shrimp friendly. But it'd be grand for a betta. But I took its internal filter out and I put in that little sponge filter. But they're really beautiful tanks for anybody who can get one second hand. I actually got this free. It came with the 100 litre that I have the goldfish in, the 36-inch that I have my goldfish in. It came free with that. Guy said take it with me when I bought the other tank, so I think I only get 50 quid for the two of them. Anyway, that's it, folks. Happy budget aquarium keeping.